Oh, come on, baby. You know who it is. You know what it is, baby. And it's about to go down. J-Rocc is here to react to some more Film Comics Explained. For all my superhero fans out there and comic book fans, we're about to explore the world of Doomsday. The ultimate being is what he's called. Come on back and let's check this out.
If you smell
What J-Rocc
is cooking.
Finally, J-Rocc has come back to YouTube. Oh, what is happening with the millions of J-Rocc's fans, baby. J-Rocc is here, right here, smack dab in the Smackdown Hotel on the corner of Know Your Road Boulevard and Jabroni Drive. And we are about to react to Doomsday, a channel that I am a big fan of. Film Comics Explained. I'm going to be doing some more of these down the road. Alright, I got another one. They're going to be going on another channel that does the same thing. Fans Film, I can't remember the name of it, but talking about The Shining. That'll be maybe the next day or two, but I'll be reacting to that one. But anyway, Doomsday, the ultimate being. Let's explore Doomsday. What he can do, the ultimate being, and all that there. You are one ugly mother. Home run! Ragdoll Superman.
Hey guys, what's happening? Niat here with Film Comics Explained, and today we'll be exploring the origins and history of Doomsday, one of DC's greatest villains. Created in 1992 by editor Mike Carlin and writers Dan Jurgens, Louise Simonson, Roger Stern, Brett Breeding, and Jerry Ordway, Doomsday is one of the most notorious Superman villains and is widely considered to be his deadliest foe due to his genetic attributes and the fact that he dismantled the Justice League on his own before going on to kill Superman in the Death of Superman story arc. Featured in a number of comics, animated films, television shows, and appearing as a secondary antagonist of the 2016 feature film, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, Doomsday is an extremely violent, relentless, and ferocious being with an insatiable bloodlust, desire for destruction and carnage, which, coupled with his near invulnerability, made him a nigh unstoppable threat of apocalyptic proportions. Though probably the strongest enemy that Superman has ever faced throughout his publication history, with the exception of Darkseid, Doomsday's feral mind and limited intelligence enabled Superman and others to momentarily use this to their advantage when engaging him in combat. While in the film, we do see him getting created by Lex Luthor, this isn't his actual origins in the comics. So, in this video, we're going to take a look at his publication history to get a better understanding of why he was so powerful and the reason that he behaved the way that he did. Doomsday would first be featured in small cameos in issues number 17 of Superman, the Man of Steel, number 73 of Superman, and issue number 683 of Action Comics, among a few others, which saw Superman defeating his regular foes, only to have the comics ending with a mysterious fist with bones protruding from the knuckles pummeling a metal wall. This would lead to his first full appearance in issue number 18 of Superman, the Man of Steel, which in turn coalesced into his destruction of everything around him in the Death of Superman story arc, which will be discussed later in this video. While each of these stories were published in the latter half of 1992, the idea behind the character's introduction into DC Comics came from a brainstorming session that occurred the year before, with all the current writers of each line of Superman comics attempting to find a way to battle the declining interest in the character. Given that Superman had died in past stories and had a rogues gallery of villains that either used advanced technology or their super intellect to get the better of him at different times throughout his publication history, the decision was made to introduce a new character that was on par with Superman in terms of strength and who would be the Doomsday for the superhero. Throughout his numerous publications, Doomsday has been seen to possess a number of powers, including super strength, speed, stamina, the ability to leap great distances, and even the power of flight. Doomsday is also virtually invulnerable, much like Superman, and his adaptive evolution enabled him to become stronger and more durable after a new attack is used on him. His bony protrusions are practically indestructible and tremendously sharp, to the point that Doomsday was able to use it to stab right through the otherwise invulnerable chest of Superman. While in the comics, his regenerative evolution would make him invulnerable to attacks that killed him in the past. In the film, his body appeared to mutate and evolve almost instantly, which meant that the more that he was attacked, the stronger and larger he essentially became. We get a great example of this in the film when Wonder Woman chops off his arm, only for him to grow a huge bony protrusion in its place within moments. Doomsday was also able to deliver powerful electronic attacks in the form of shockwaves, as well as generate tremendous heat fission that was larger and more destructive than that of Superman's. Though a tremendously powerful being, Doomsday had a few weaknesses similar to Superman, like his susceptibility to kryptonite and magic. But his greatest weakness would probably have to be his limited intelligence, which would often lead to his downfall.
Okay, well, I'll just kill everybody that's smarter than me then. That's what he said about Mowgli.
Published after the death of Superman, Superman Doomsday Hunter Prey, written by Jurgens and illustrated by Breeding, would give us our first peek into the origins of Doomsday. Sometime after his death at the hands of Doomsday, Superman starts being haunted by Doomsday in his dreams and travels to the nexus of all reality to uncover the secrets behind the supervillain's origin. In the story, we discover that Doomsday, then known as the Ultimate, had been born on Krypton over 250,000 years ago, long before the humanoid Kryptonians ruled over the planet. Krypton at this point had been a violent, hellish world where only the strongest creatures could survive, prompting an immortal alien scientist named Bertrand to travel there and begin cruel experiments on a humanoid infant born in his lab in the interest of creating the perfect living being. To this end, the baby was released onto the world, where he would be promptly killed by either the harsh environment or the deadly creatures that inhabited the planet. The remains of the specimen were then collected and used to create a clone that was stronger. This inhuman experiment was then repeated again and again over decades to replicate an accelerated form of natural evolution. As the child evolved, he became immune to whatever killed him before, and over time, the being evolved to the point that he was able to thrive on solar energy without the need for food, water, or air, and return to life after death while still adapting to the circumstances that killed him without the assistance of Bertrand's technology. Doomsday then began exterminating the dangerous predators on Krypton, and because the agony of each repeated death was implanted into his genes, the creature was driven to hate life and existence itself. Because Bertrand was so narrow-minded, he neglected to put in protocols to contain Doomsday once he'd become the perfect living being he'd hoped to create. And after viewing him and his scientific team, who essentially tortured him over decades as his enemy, Doomsday wiped them out and used their supply dropship to escape the planet and wreak havoc on other worlds. This instinct to kill Kryptonians was forever embedded into his memory, and was the reason that he would later actively seek out Superman. In his following confrontations, Doomsday would go up against entire civilizations, thousands of Green Lanterns, and even a younger Darkseid who was forced to flee in panic. Eventually arriving on the planet Calaton, Doomsday began his senseless rampage and destroyed every city before arriving at the capital. Realizing that their entire civilization now faced extinction at the hands of Doomsday, the royal family of Calaton combined their life forces to create a single being composed of pure energy called the Radiant. Luckily for the inhabitants, Radiant was finally able to kill Doomsday with a huge blast of energy, which also laid waste to a quarter of the planet. As was common with Calatonian burial practices, and I guess more specifically for criminals on that planet, Doomsday's seemingly lifeless body was clothed and shackled with enhanced restraints to prevent his spirit from escaping into the afterlife. While all other burials would occur on the planet, the Calatonians wisely decided that his senseless genocidal spree had made him unworthy of burial, and his metallic coffin was shot into space. But, unfortunately for Earth, his casket would years later crash land on the planet, with the force of the impact driving him deep underground, where Doomsday would lay dead until his inevitable resurrection. I think that it's important to note that because he relied on solar energy to heal, replenish his energies, and resurrect himself, much in the same way that Superman drew strength from our sun, and because Doomsday was buried deep underground, it took thousands of years for him to come back to life. Picking up with the death of Superman's story arc, we arrive with Doomsday's resurrection, where, after freeing one of his arms, the Ultimate Being was able to punch his way out of his metal casket and dig his way out of the ground. In a great demonstration of what was to come, a bird lands on his hand and Doomsday kills it immediately before taking out various wildlife around him. This, of course, tied into his instinct to destroy everything around him on Krypton, which had been
you
fed
think?
him in the past. But with no predators around, the Ultimate Being made his way to a highway and began wrecking cars and killing innocent people, leading some of the members of the Justice League of America to get involved, including Booster Gold, Ice, Blue Beetle, Maxima, Guy Gardner, and Bloodwind. While under normal circumstances, the combined forces of the heroes would be enough to incapacitate most villains, Doomsday defeats the entire group within minutes, nearly killing them in the process. In a twisted sense of irony, while his friends were being beaten to a pulp, Superman gives a conference where he's asked a number of questions, including whether there was anything out there that frightened him. The Man of Steel explains that fear was a part of his job, and that his biggest fears were of failure and of hurting innocent people, before he admitted that he's also feared for his own life on a few occasions, when he's encountered enemies that were powerful enough to kill him. Superman eventually catches wind of the confrontation and arrives in time to save his friends, with Booster Gold telling him that it's like Doomsday had arrived, giving the Ultimate Being the name he would forever be known as in the DC continuity after that point. Rallying the other Leaguers, Superman got the team to strike Doomsday with their energy attacks, only to learn that all they did was get rid of his bindings. Now with his other arm freed, Doomsday tore the Justice League apart, forcing Superman to single-handedly fight him, whilst attempting to minimize collateral damage in Metropolis. With no other option, Superman vowed to stop Doomsday's rampage, and in a brutal show of force, the two combatants gave everything they had, culminating in one final blow which killed them both. Both of their deaths would of course end up being temporary, but because DC didn't reveal that Superman would eventually be revived, during the initial release of the story, many fans believed that the cultural icon had been permanently killed, with numerous magazines like Newsweek, People, and Newsday publishing articles that claimed Superman was now dead. This media frenzy, which would make the death of Superman the best-selling comic book issue of 1992, was actually foreshadowed in the comic book itself, with the last page showing an article written by Lois Lane titled Superman Dead.
That's a terrible thing. One less fantasy figure. I mean, what are us women to do?
People act like this, they knew the guy.
Who can we look
He ain't real.
Superman?
Superman meets his demise at the hands of supervillain Doomsday.
Like, this is nuts.
As I've mentioned just before, the deaths of both Superman and Doomsday would only be for a short time, and after the apparent death of Doomsday, his body was transported to Star Labs before being hurled into space, where it was revealed that he was indeed still alive. The Ultimate Being would then arrive in Apocalypse, Darkseid's home, and wreak havoc on the planet, just as he'd done on multiple other worlds, confronting and nearly slaying the mighty Darkseid in the process, who admitted that the beast was unbeatable and practically immortal due to his powers of resurrection and adaptability. Because of the dire galactic circumstances and the threat to all life Doomsday posed, Superman and a hero named Wave Rider arrived to assist Darkseid and his people, with Superman getting augmented into a more powerful version of himself with the help of the Mother Box. In the ensuing panic, a boom tube is activated, sending Doomsday back to Calaton, where Radiant would confront him once again. But due to his ability to resist and overcome whatever had killed him in the past, he was able to defeat Radiant by tearing him in half with little effort. Out of desperation, Superman was able to travel to the end of time, stranding Doomsday there and allowing him to be consumed by entropy. He'd once again come back with the assistance of Brainiac's lackey, who rescued his body with the intention of planting the mind of his master into the indestructible vessel. But once again, Superman would eventually defeat him by trapping Doomsday in 4 teleporters, bouncing a different portion of his body in each of them, preventing the Ultimate Being from rebuilding himself. Whereas Superman's main goal was the preservation of life at all costs, in contrast to Doomsday, who sought to end it, the Ultimate was in essence his antithesis, with his actions highlighting and reinforcing the principles that Superman fought for, solidifying him as one of the greatest comic book heroes, if not the greatest superhero of all time. Well, that's all for today, folks. A big thanks to all of you guys who requested we take a look at the origins and history of Doomsday. Don't forget to hit subscribe and click the notification icon to stay up to date on all my content. And if there's anything else you'd like to request, please don't hesitate to ask. As always, it's been a pleasure. Nihat here with Film and Comics Explained. Thanks for stopping by.
Just jump through it. Got me wanting to watch Batman vs Superman again. Man, yo, I love this channel, man. Film Comics Explained does a good job of breaking down movies and characters and all that good stuff, video games, you know, whatever. Love this channel, man. Keep doing what you're doing. I want to see you break down the movie Elysium with Matt Damon. I'm going to check that movie out again. I like that movie, Elysium. Break that movie down for J-Rocc. Yeah, but I like this good. You'll be seeing J-Rocc doing more of these, similar to these. I like the way they be breaking down stuff like that, going into detail. I wasn't a really big comic book guy. I used to read them somewhat, but I didn't know that's how folks was feeling about Superman like that. Like, good God, he's not even real, and you guys are out here mourning him like good Lord, we got real people dying. Y'all ain't just upset about them, but you upset about a fake dude. People losing their life left and right, but you care about this guy. Like, boy, I tell you the truth is Rufus. Anyway, post comments down below. Let J-Rocc know what you think. You appreciate it and enjoy J-Rocc's reaction to this. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and you share, because J-Rocc is trying to get to 1 million subscribers, and he can't do it without you. J-Rocc needs your help to do that. Alright? Also, go to my Facebook fan page. The link to it, will be down below in the description box and in the comments section. If you have a video you want J-Rocc to check out, post it there, and J-Rocc will react to that video. If I choose it, I'll give you a shout out on the People's channel. I'm going to say this again. When I get to 100 subscribers, J-Rocc will be doing a random giveaway on his channel. I don't know if it's going to be every week, every 2 weeks, once a month, but he will be doing that randomly on his channel periodically. So make sure you are a subscriber and a frequent commenter on my videos, because that's where I'm going to choose the winner from, whoever comments on my videos like that. Also, make sure you hit that bell so that you can be notified that it is time to be electrified. Thank you for joining J-Rocc. Until we meet again. Wait for it. Wait for it. If you smell what J-Rocc